we're out here in the factory where they put the boots together, and Brandon, this is quite a process.
It is. We're going to take you through about 6 major processes to put a boot together from the ground up, and take a look at the American traditionals from the bottom to the top and put it in a box and send it out the door.
This is where all the fun begins, Justin, right now.
And you say
what I've been waiting on.
You say that, but as you look around the factory workers, they really enjoy what they're doing here, and they do it fast.
They do. It's incentive-based to get as much out the door as we can, and everybody's happy when we're moving product.
Well, they're good at what they do, and we're going to prove it to you right now.
America was built the hard way. From the railroads to the cattle trails to the oil fields, there was no such thing as an 8-hour day. Work was tough, sometimes dangerous, but even though it was never easy, it was always worth it. At Justin Original Work Boots, we know a thing or two about the kind of work that built this country, and we've got the pedigree to prove it. After all, one of the original American workers was the cowboy, and he wore Justin boots. It all started in 1879 when Herman Joseph Justin moved to Spanish Fort, Texas from Indiana. Determined to make a name for himself, he started handcrafting high-quality boots out of his home. His first customers? The cowboys who passed through as they worked the legendary Chisholm Trail. From the very beginning, Justin boots have been about comfort, protection, and durability. About craftsmanship that stands up to the longest hours and the harshest conditions. That's why we created Justin Original Work Boots, and why we put everything we have into them. It all comes down to an obsession with innovation. Sure, our work boots have the latest in steel, aluminum, and composite toe, as well as electrical hazard protection, all of which meet or exceed ASTM standards. But we don't stop there. High-tech features that make you feel like you've got shocks in your heels, suction cups on your soles, and a suit of armor protecting your metatarsals. These all up the ante when it comes to safety. And our patented comfort systems bring a "has it really been 12 hours" feeling to even the roughest workday. We're proud of our heritage. Justin began in America and remains in America. And our dedication to country and quality means we provide a wide selection of Justin Original Work Boots handcrafted right here in the USA. And it's American workers who inspire us to put so much into our boots and give so much back to our country. Since 2010, we've proudly supported Camp Patriot, a group that hosts outdoor adventures for disabled U.S. veterans. While Justin Original Work Boots owes a lot to the past, we know the world of work is always changing, and so we're always looking ahead, developing new technologies that outprotect, outperform, and outlast whatever the job brings. Keeping our boots pointed in the right direction. That's a Justin tradition.
Well, I love history, and that was a great look back in time, how Justin has evolved. And the guy who is responsible for telling that story is Brandon Barker. He's the brand manager for Justin Original Work Boots, and I know you've had to have had a good time telling that story over the years.
It's always fun telling the story of the brand. You know, been around since 1879 making work boots, and eventually evolved into a true work boot company with Justin Original Work Boots in 1996. So it's a fun story to tell. It's an authentic American story.
Started out making a boot for cowboys, and as the country changed and a lot of those cowboys moved to town to start working other jobs, their needs changed, and you guys came along in the mid-90s and have really helped out a lot of people work not only more efficiently but a lot more comfortably.
Sure. Well, obviously, work boots on the Chisholm Trail were one thing, but as the job site changed, the products have to change. So we've evolved over time. I mean, everything from internal met guard systems to composite toes and steel toes and electrical hazards. So, you know, you got to evolve with the times.
And you guys at PFI, you've been there since the beginning. You sold a lot of those work boots.
I can remember in 1996 when they launched that. It was probably the biggest thing to hit the Western industry in years. And to come out with the double comfort, I mean, we've sold thousands and thousands of pairs over the year. And then they launched the J-Max, which is the last time that we were actually down here at the factory. And we went through and showed everybody how they were made. And oh my gosh, it's just another story on top of it.
It's a great American-made product in a world where a lot of companies are trying to capitalize on the slogan "Made in America," even though they maybe left America and are coming back. But Justin Boot Company has been an American company and made places like right here in Carthage for a long time.
We're very proud of that. We are a global company. We source things globally, but we are also making a whole lot of products right here in Carthage, Missouri, and we're very, very proud of doing that. Like I said, been doing it right in this building since 1996. But we've been making boots in this country since 1879.
And you got a little expansion coming too,
A
don't you?
little expansion.
We do. If you go outside, you'll see the dirt moving around a little bit. We got a 10,000 square foot facility. We're building right onto this one. Not too far from here, we've got a 100,000 square foot facility for warehousing that we bought into. We're hiring new people. We're buying new equipment. We're doing everything we can to make more quality American-made products right here in Carthage, Missouri.
Your slogan, standing for America in more ways than one. There's a lot of reasons you stand for America, but let's talk specifically about what you're doing for the military families as we talk about Camp Patriot.
Well, you know, standing for America in more ways than one is something that's dear to my heart. Again, standing for America and building great American quality products and hiring people in this country and trying to get things on the right track is one thing. But the ability as a brand to be able to give back to the people who fight for our rights, to do that every day is something that's important to me. And the Camp Patriot organization is a fine organization that does the right thing and is helping people who are coming back from war in very tough situations and giving them some life and giving them a little bit of hope, and that's a good thing.
This is a great way to give back. You know, you get a great product, and part of the proceeds from that product goes to help, in my opinion, one of the best programs in the country. So thanks again, guys.
Thank you.
2 decades ago, 20 fearless men invested $1,000 each into the dream of bringing America's original extreme sport to the world. Now, 20 years later, the dream lives on bigger than ever. Come celebrate the 20th anniversary of the Professional Bull Riders as the Bill Ford Tough Series returns to JQH Arena September 13th, 14th, and 15th for the BFIWestern.com Invitational presented by Bass Pro Shops. Tickets start at just $15. Get them now at MissouriStateTix.com. Buckle up, Springfield.
Coming to the Starlight Theater in Branson, Larry's Country Diner on stage with Jimmy Fortune, Rhonda Vincent of the Rage, Gene Watson, Daly and Vincent, Wilson Fairchild, the Grascals. Get your calendar and check the dates. Jimmy Fortune, August 30, 31, and September 1st. Rhonda Vincent of the Rage visits Larry's Country Diner on stage for 3 days, beginning September 10. Gene Watson joins the Diner cast on stage September 24 through 26 for 3 shows. On October the 1st, Bluegrass once again fills the diner for 3 days with Daly and Vincent. Then on Friday, October 4th, Larry and the Diner cast welcome 2 of the sons of the Statler brothers, Wilson Fairchild. And we round out Larry's Country Diner with the Grascals on October 15, 16, and 17. Don't miss out on these great performances at the Starlight in Branson. Go to thestarlighttheater.com for tickets and info.
Well, we're out here in the factory, and we're going to see just how this great American product is put together.
Paul, the first thing we're going to see here is it's taking a die, and they're actually cutting out the vamp piece for the leather and the upper. That's the top quarter and the vamp. This next step we've got is the top quarters being heat embossed. So we're actually branding this product with the Justin Rudden Work Boot logo and those very special words, handcrafted in the USA. This is the basic process of putting the eyelets on a lace-up boot. The eyelets obviously is where you've laced it in, and the hooks are the speed hooks that you can lace it up to the top. Put it on pretty quickly.
You know,
and
it's kind of tricky. You ever tried that with one hand?
I've seen people do it. I've never been able to figure that out.
Brandon, what is this machine doing?
This is the toe lasting machine.
Toe lasting.
Toe lasting. We're lining the boot up, putting it in the middle of the machine. You'll notice that laser that goes right across the top, so you make sure that you have it perfectly centered, and then it's pulling the leather down around the last so that you have a nice even pull when you last to the last itself. You're actually pulling it around and attaching it to the last before we put the bottom on the boot. Very simply called toe lasting.
So Brandon, tell me about the teamwork effort here.
Yeah, it's very much a team effort from everybody on the line. As you can see, each process is followed by another very important process. You have to be efficient. You have to do the job correctly in order for the boot to have the top quality that we expect out of anything coming out of here with the American Traditional's name on it. This process you're looking at right here is called inseaming. Paul, this is the process of actually applying the midsole to the boot. So she puts it inside this press, and it literally applies a lot of pressure. It comes down on that inseam bottom and presses the midsole on.
Brandon, I remember this fellow from a year ago when we were here last time. I was impressed not only with how he was able to work that machine, but we talked to him, and he's been here a few years.
He's been here about 28 years to be exact.
What's he actually doing, Brandon?
Stitching the actual midsole to the welt of the product, all the way around. Heard of it called a Goodyear welt construction? You're looking at it.
Goodyear welt construction.
As you see on a cowboy boot, you know, for instance, what we're wearing right here, this is called a 3/4 welt, and you're only welting 3/4 of it. Goodyear welt means you're 100% all the way around it.
So Brandon, we're almost there. We're to the finishing stages.
We're getting close. We got a sole on here. We got an outsole.
So what are we going to see done? The cosmetics of the process?
Yeah, well, obviously the outsole's been attached, but you can see really, really rough edged here. So this process is called edge trimming. He's literally going to take it and clean up all the edges around the outside of the sole so that we can get it ready to go in a box.
Yeah, let's let him get to work then.
You know, Paul, we keep talking about rhythm. There's a rhythm to each one of these processes. Whether you're stitching the inseam on, you're attaching the midsole to the welt, whether you're edge trimming, there's a rhythm, there's a technique.
It's almost a form of art, isn't it?
Each one of the processes is a form of art, yeah.
Put it right here, and
Put this on first.
got to put this on first. Just when they thought we were at a process I wouldn't mess up, I about forgot the tag.
Watch your finger, Justin. Watch your finger.
Oh. All right.
Bingo.
Proof is in the punch right there. These boots stand for America, handcrafted in the USA.
So you know, Brandon, we've gone through the whole factory, and now we're coming to the final step. And you got a new pride factor going in each one of these boxes, don't you?
Yeah, we do. We developed a brand new handcrafted in the USA sticker that we put on last, right before the boots go in the box and they go out the door to PFI.
I like that sound, and I love that sticker.
We love that sticker around here too.
Rolling on a little closer to PFI.
We're gonna get them on down.
Rolling, rolling, rolling.
Well, guys, not bad for a day's work, huh?
Oh, we really worked hard on getting these boots ready for
Yes,
shipment
we
today,
did.
that's for
Yes,
sure.
we did.
No, Brandon, what I really took from the experience here in the factory was it made me more proud to be an American, to see Americans and how proud they are of their work and the job they do for the Justin Boot Company.
We have great employees here in Carthage, Missouri. They do a great job making product for us, and we're just happy to be making products in the United States and do it in a manner that is hold up to the Justin name.
Well, the Justin name is known and well respected, and now I've always respected it, probably even more now after seeing the process and what they go through. These guys are not just workers, they are craftsmen. That's something else.
They're craftsmen, they're artists. It's not an easy thing to do, as you tried.
Yeah, I know. The simplest of tasks, I tell you.
Yeah.
All right, well, we thank you for joining us on our show today. Hopefully you've learned a little bit more about a great American company, the Justin brand. See you next time.
Hey, take them away.
Hit 'em up, move them out, headed to PFI town.
Lindsay, there's not too many companies that can brag about making product in the USA.
Not only the USA, but right here in Missouri.
In our backyard.
Backyard.
Justin Boots is that company, and that's what we're here to talk about today.
They've brought great quality, and they've brought really incredible pricing too. I mean, this is a great work boot for the price.
Justin Traditions, and everybody just got to see the video and listen to Brandon talk about, you know, even himself as the brand manager for Justin Original Work Boots. He has such pride in the fact that he was able to accomplish such a
accomplishment.
package. You know,
Huge accomplishment.
yes, to be able to find the leathers and source out everything to make this boot so competitively priced.
Right.
Only $129.99.
Can't beat that.
Not when it's American made.
No.
I mean, there's boots out of China that costing $180 today.
Right, and you get, like I said, you're buying that American-made product, and you're buying a piece of American heritage and tradition
Yes,
too.
yes,
So,
piece of the good old American pie.
yes, you got it.
Well, let's talk a little bit about the American traditions, and let's start with the sole of the boot. It's a heavy-duty rubber outsole, okay? And basically all that's going to do is wear factors.
It's going to wear on those rough surfaces.
Yes.
Rough terrains, the highways, you know,
Yeah.
if you're getting on your tractor, you know, walking across the pasture,
people don't
whatever.
think about that. People don't think about climbing in and out of a tractor all day long, and the metal grade that you got to step on. It's pretty abrasive on a sole. So this heavy-duty rubber outsole is going to last on all those things, like you just said. I mean, whether it's you're working in the highway department or you're working at the ranch, it's going to be the sole that you want.
And what about, like, it's not a waterproof boot, but what are we looking at as far as
Well, there's
water
a couple of different features, okay? First of all, it's an oil tan leather. So the oil is baked into the leather, which is going to naturally repel water anyway, okay? Now, if you stand in the creek, your feet are going to get wet.
Right.
But walking through the grass or just walking through a puddle.
Work boot.
Yeah, exactly. And then secondly, Teresa, if you can see this, it's got a storm welt. It's this little round bead that goes around the edge, it's in between the sole and the boot. So it actually helps also keep out the water.
Right, and you've got too, if you can see here, the 4 rows of stitching. So that's going to give you some really, really good durability.
Yes.
Also, and get some good wear and tear.
Yes. So you got a lot of features in these boots that are going to make them a great work boot. But the good thing about most of this is that the people at home could buy these right now on the show.
For a great price.
For a great price.
You can't beat that.
No, we have the 800 number at the bottom of the screen, and plus you can log on to Bootdaddy.com and follow right along with us. Look at all the features on the boots. It has a fiberglass shank. It's a medium round toe, the rubber outsole.
And these have no steel toe.
No,
correct.
no.
So
they make
it's a lightweight. It's a
Yes.
lightweight for someone that's running around all day long.
Yes. Now they do, not to confuse everybody at home, but they do make these boots in a safety toe, and we can special order them. But the boots that we stock here at PFI Town at Bootdaddy's,
And these
these are the
sizes
ones.
go up pretty high
Yes,
too, don't
yes.
they?
Actually, they'll start at a size 7 and go all the way to a 14.
Which is your size, right?
Yeah, I would. No. So it's also comes in D width, which is your average medium width for guys, and it also comes in extra wide, a double E. So, I mean, we're covering a pretty broad range of feet sizes out there. Right?
And also, I mean, when you think about a work boot too, the people that are wearing these, whether it be your factory workers who carry America, or your farmers or your ranch hands, whatever, a good sole like this has, and the cushion,
Yes.
we've not even talked about the cushion yet.
No, we haven't. No, we
but
haven't.
we've got that J-Flex cushion in there. They're not going to be tired at the end of the day.
No. And when you're saying J-Flex is the insole that's inside the boot, and it's actually spliced. So a guy that the break-in time on this boot is cut in half. Usually boots, especially a heavy rubber outsole like this, you can barely bend it. It's like a 2x4. Well, by putting the J-Flex system in this boot, it just flexes so easy.
And that's amazing that Justin has really integrated that technology into a work boot like
Yes,
this for
it
the
is.
price also.
For the price.
And you're also buying into that American, like we said, the heritage, but also with an American-made product like this, they're giving a portion of the proceeds back to the Camp Patriot, which is an incredible organization.
Yes.
And, you know, that's something we all need to be giving back to.
Absolutely.
So by buying into this work boot for Justin, you know, you're actually giving back to those veterans that sacrificed for us.
Yes, most definitely. And there's lots of those guys that can wear these boots and have worn these boots, you know.
Right.
When you talk about that, and actually we've got it coming up. Micah Clark's going to talk about Camp Patriot. But last but not least,
we've also got a great deal and kind of a special added bonus to this price today too.
That is correct. Only $129.99 for the Justin Traditionals. Plus, guess what? We're going to send you a $20 Bootdaddy gift card when you purchase these during the show. Dial the 800 number, log on to Bootdaddy.com, and guess what? You buy these boots, we're sending you a $20 Bootdaddy gift card.
20 years of thrills. 20 years of spills. 20 years of excitement that only the PBR could deliver. Come celebrate the 20th anniversary of the Professional Bull Riders as the Bill Ford Tough Series returns to JQH Arena September 13th, 14th, and 15th for the PFIWestern.com Invitational presented by Bass Pro Shops. Tickets start at just $15. Get them now at MissouriStateTix.com. Buckle up, Springfield.
PFI Town is located in Springfield, Missouri, just north of Branson, in the heart of the Ozarks. Home of PFI, America's Western store, with over 15,000 pair of boots and Western fashion for the urban cowboy and the traditional Western shopper. Saddle City, with more than 500 saddles in stock, a horse lover's paradise. Stop by on your way to Branson or visit us at PFIWestern.com.
Justin Brand has been standing for America in more ways than one, and one of the most fascinating stories I've heard from any brand in a long time is this Camp Patriot program. And tell us who you brought with us today.
Well, I'd like to introduce everybody to Micah Clark. Micah Clark is the Executive Director of Camp Patriot and a dear friend of mine.
It's good to have you.
Well, it's a pleasure to be here.
And it's even better to know what you're doing to help some of these military guys come back, these soldiers that have been wounded, and really add to their life and their adjustment back.
Yes, sir. Well, I appreciate it, and it gives back to me as well, and it's a blessing to be doing what I'm doing for these guys. You know, it's a team effort. We've got quite a few people that help out, and Justin Boots has added a ton of credibility to a small nonprofit like us.
Well, tell us what you're doing exactly.
Well, we take United States disabled veterans on outdoor adventures, and through those adventures we show them that they have abilities to live life and not look at the disabilities. Things like you see in the posters back here with climbing Mount Rainier. One of the soldiers there is missing his leg from a rocket-propelled grenade, should say RPG, and as well as Captain Scott Smiley, who was blinded from a suicide bomber. So they were able to get to the top of Mount Rainier in 2007, and we've continued that tradition to date. We've got, this will be our 7th year climbing Mount Rainier. But it's fishing, hunting, climbing, snowmobiling, you name it in the outdoors.
My goodness. And you've, I'm sure, been able to see a change in their perspective and their attitude and life in general. I'm sure.
Yeah, there's always so many variables in somebody's life when they come home, and you know, we always say that it isn't the war they're fighting over there. The real war is when they come home. I mean, they're living with these shattered lives. Of family situations. They got the same family situation anybody back here in the States is dealing with, but now you're blind or missing a limb, and you can just imagine what that, you know, compounds for, you know, dealing with things in life. So it is kind of that light at the end of the tunnel, and we're hoping to create that paradigm shift so that they've realized that things are going to be challenging, but they can adapt and overcome.
How did this all begin?
In 2004, I was working in Afghanistan and had the idea of Camp Patriot, and upon returning, I'd lost a couple buddies and decided to put pen to paper, and I actually bought a non-profit book for dummies. It was how I started the thing.
You really did?
Yeah, because I carried a gun for a living. So, you know, I'm going, what am I going to do to create a non-profit? I mean, you know, 7 years later, easy, yeah. 7 years later, it's, you know, where we're at now, I thought we would be at year 2 or 3, but it takes a lot of time to build something from scratch. And just like the Justin Boot Company, wasn't built overnight. It's Mr. Justin knew you have to roll up your sleeves and do the hard work. And so it's rewarding. It's been a journey, but we do need to get down the road and affect more lives. We're losing 20 vets, you know, like every couple of days to suicide. And so those, you know, those numbers are scary.
It's amazing.
And you know, if we can, you know, impact somebody's life where they turn that around and don't have those kind of thoughts, you know, that's, you know, a mission well accomplished.
Well, we all have a purpose, even though sometimes the road that we're going down, there's a fork in that road and we go another direction. We just got to know that there is a map out there, and you help them see that road.
Well, Camp Patriot does. It's a team effort, and you know, I'm blessed. Like I said, I get to kind of play Santa Claus, you know, as far as the job goes. And you know, like I said, those variables are always different, and some people it's you know, just a pat on the back of thank you, and they say thank you back, we appreciate it. But then there's you know, guys that actually turns their life around to another extreme. To, you know, they start climbing mountains and doing things they never thought they'd be able to do.
Tell us, Brandon, how did Justin get involved with Camp Patriot originally?
Well, I was actually introduced to Micah Clark in Denver a little over 3 years ago, and he did just what he did right there. He told his story. And at the time we were launching the JOW product that we did a feature on here, and I said, well, you know what? We're about to launch this brand new American-made product, and we're going to tie it to this organization. We're going to find a way to utilize this great new American-made product and give something back to to our wounded veterans coming home. So he gave me an opportunity, and we've built a pretty strong relationship and a friendship since then. So.
And you've even been on some of the adventures too.
I have. Actually, every year my brother donated his ranch in North Texas, and we do a Camp Patriot hunt every year. And we do it on September 11th. On 9/11, on Patriot Day, we end up handing over a check to Camp Patriot with all the money we've raised, and we've raised over $50,000 for his organization.
Now, how do you raise that money?
We give portions, proceeds back. You know, we sell a lot of product, and we make sure that we're giving our fair share back to support his organization. And that tied back into this new product, the American Traditionals, that we just came out with. We launched it with JMax in our partnership with him. and with Camp Patriot. And then our idea is, you know, let's put something else out there that's a great American-made boot at a quality price point that's going to compete globally. And let's give money back to the Camp Patriot organization through that. So the American Traditionals line will support him as well.
Thank you for what you're doing to help our heroes out, and thank you for helping finance what he's doing to do a great service for our country. So we appreciate you guys.
Well, it wouldn't happen without partnerships with people like PFI who actually sell the products. So it's a full team effort.
Stump the old expert is what we need to do, right, Josh?
Bring your questions.
Bring your question, that's right. Ask the experts. Hey, log on to Bootdaddy.com, click on the Ask the Experts, and send us any questions you might have about boots,
hats,
saddles,
tack,
you name it. You name it. Anything we have here at PFI Town, and we will get you the answer. You gotta like it, right, Josh?
You bet.
They're gonna stump you, buddy.
That's all right. It won't take much.